Hey guys, Vox here, and in this video I want to talk about who is and who isn't playing Titanfall. A lot of hype surrounding the launch of Titanfall was that, hey, Respawn Entertainment is comprised of the guys who made Call of Duty 4. Call of Duty 4 was my favorite Call of Duty, so Titanfall is going to be awesome. But is that really true? Not so much about Titanfall being awesome, but the correlation between them making Call of Duty 4 and them making a game almost 10 years later that you're gonna like. Not so much. Now see, the sheer just pure nostalgia surrounding Call of Duty 4 kind of misleads a lot of people, especially those in the Call of Duty community who are asking why people aren't playing Titanfall, those who are saying Titanfall wasn't very good or that it was a disappointment. The sheer nostalgia of Call of Duty 4 can be very powerful. Now don't get me wrong, Call of Duty 4 was in fact my favorite Call of Duty, and I can still go back and enjoy my time with it. And that's a point I'm going to get to later, but not everybody does. A lot of people have really moved on to the newer Call of Duties, to the more complex way of playing Call of Duty, and have just completely, moved on to the more complex game systems. And those people aren't really going to appreciate Call of Duty 4 for what it is, or Titanfall for what it is. The big thing about Call of Duty 4 was that it was simple. It had simplistic mechanics, but yet they worked really well. It was really responsive, really tight, and it was based on your skill. You had kill streaks, but they were hardly ever that big of a nuisance. The helicopter could be a big deal every now and then, but it was mostly you get kills, you get light rewards for your kills, and then you go get more kills. If you're good enough. If you're not good enough, then you were given a little help, but nowhere near the amount of almost just noob assistance that the newer games give you. The newer games just automatically give you a chance. If you're aiming at your target, you're likely going to get a kill and get rewarded for it. And that's a whole different type of game style. And a lot of, especially people like me, a lot of old Call of Duty vets, or the same thing in the Halo community with stuff from Halo 4, a lot of old Halo vets don't understand why the new games are so popular and wish things would go back to the way the old games were. That being said, a lot of us Call of Duty 4 vets really love Titanfall. We're still playing it. We're the ones asking why people aren't playing it. I can think of a couple examples like me and Loyal Patriot, X-Reign Supreme, or whatever his channel actually is. There's a lot of us who are considered Call of Duty 4 vets that actually really, really like Titanfall and really don't understand why people aren't playing it. It's because Titanfall, made by the Call of Duty 4 people, is the kind of shooter that we actually want. But because we want it doesn't necessarily mean that everybody wants it, and there is a lot of newer kids and newer people to the genre that have mostly played like Black Ops and Modern Warfare 3 and Ghosts and etc. And they have all these complex kill streaks and unlimited unlocks for as long as you can dare to play the game. We're not all about that. One of the biggest criticisms about Titanfall is that it doesn't have enough unlocks to feel rewarding to the players. Let me just say some of the most popular games of all time that are still played today do not have all that many unlocks. It's not quite that easy. I can think of quite a few examples. So we have Call of Duty 4. People still play it. It's a bit harder to get into, like on PS3 it's actually really hard to get into at the moment because there was a bad update or something that basically makes it, if you're online, you can't get into the game, so you have to set yourself up on a wired connection and unplug it, log back in, blah blah blah. Really hard to get into on PlayStation. It's full of hackers still, although not as much as it used to be on Xbox. But on PC, as long as you keep your server cache from screwing up, there's still a lot of servers, and you can get on and have a lot of fun. And I've been doing that a couple times recently, just see if it's still going, and it's still going, and it's still pretty fun. But really long-running examples, Halo Combat Evolved. Bungie just released the 1.0.10 patch for it to allow it to migrate off of GameSpy servers so it can live on. Still plenty of servers running on Halo Combat Evolved, although Most of them are still in GameSpy. They still got to migrate up to the new version, but still plenty of servers. People have been playing that game for like almost 15 years now. It's still a lot of fun. Has some wonky netcode and weird hit detection because of its age, but still a lot of fun. And guess what? There's no reward system. There's no ranks. There's no unlocks. None of that. You just play because you're playing. You're playing a shooter that you want to play, and you just play it. And that's how most of us liked our shooters back then. There's not any sense of rewardment for your playing. You just play. Think about some of the Valve games. Team Fortress 2. That game's been out forever. Since the Orange Box came out, it's been out for a very long time. I know I've been playing it for a very long time. It really doesn't have any way of rewarding its players. It has in-game items and hats and microtransactions and things like that, which do reward your players, but those are on a chance and on a random basis. They're not, but there's no, hey, you've been doing well, or hey, you've been playing for this many hours, here's a free gun. None of that. There's, hey, you've been playing, and a coin flip happened to land in your favor, and you get a free hat. All the guns, well, I guess not all the guns, but everybody starts out with all the same guns and all the same, characteristics, and then you can get some special guns which play in certain ways, but for the most part they stay balanced in the game. But in a game like Halo Combat Evolved, everybody has the same guns no matter what. I prefer it that way, where everybody's on the same ground. Like Halo used to be. You never had to unlock guns used to in Halo. Everybody had the same guns, and it was just a matter of who could use what better. And I always prefer it that way. And not all games have to have a lack of a rewarding system to be long-running, of course, although I feel like if you're going to implement a reward system, then when it does eventually run out, you're going to lose your player base, which is why those things are typically only featured in series like Call of Duty, which are annual releases, because they just have to keep your attention long enough until they release the next game. That's just so wrong. I want to be able to go back and play a game a few years later. I don't want to just, be kept up with the one that comes out the next year and the next year and the next year. It just feels ridiculous. However, if you do implement a reward system, it does have to be something that can be dynamic for those who play for a long time, and it has to be something that works. A big turnoff for me with loadout that's caused me to stop playing as much is it's just really confusing reward system. It's really weird how it's really weird having to level up and unlock some of the things you have to unlock in loadout, as far as unlocking your guns and things like that. And the biggest frustration is if you make a gun, you weapon craft your own gun, and it sucks, you're likely stuck with it because you spent all your unlock points and you can't even change it back without paying more. And so it becomes this really weird system of you're stuck with a sucky weapon until you level up enough points to fix it back like it was, in order to then level up more to make something new again. And I like the game, I like the gameplay, but as far as, like, at the moment, I'm stuck with really crappy weapons. And so I have to rely on my rocket launcher the whole time. And it would be really cool to be able to make better ones, but I really can't because I'm out of unlock points. So you have to a reward system has to be done right. Which is why I feel Titanfall is alright, because it has a very simple reward system based on, I believe, 50 levels, I want to say. And that's it. And you unlock everything, and you get a chance to, I forget what it's called, but basically start over and just keep leveling back up. And it works, and I don't see anything wrong with that. Modern Warfare 3 actually had quite a good reward system, in my opinion. Obviously, there are so many things about the game that are just wrong, but it feels like a really rewarding experience playing Modern Warfare 3, and I really like that. Now, the kill streak system was still just way overboard, and I did not agree with it at all. But as far as the unlocks and stuff, that's something that really kept my interest with Modern Warfare 3, is just the unlocks and the leveling up. It feels really, really good, and I really, really like it. Something about just leveling up which weapons you use and leveling up your character. It feels more like an RPG, and it feels a lot more rewarding than a lot of the newer Call of Duties. And so that's actually a reason I still kind of play Modern Warfare 3 every now and then, even though it's totally broken and full of lag. It's just because the reward system feels pretty good. So which direction is the future? Well, we don't really know, and frankly, we probably won't know. I would like to say that maybe the lack of reward system's more of a PC side for those like hardcore real shooter fans, and the reward system's more for console Call of Duty guys and girls, but we don't really know, and I honestly think we'll see a bunch of back and forth for quite some time. For example, the new Unreal Tournament 4 that'll be coming out. Unreal Tournament's never had an unlock system or a reward system. How is that going to affect it? Likely, since they're trying to make it free-to-play, PC-based, mod-based, it's still not going to, but that's one of the things Total Biscuit actually brought up as a cause for concern that it may ruin the game is having an unlock system, and I tend to agree. So, we will see. Maybe I would like to see games like Battlefield and Call of Duty stick with unlocks, and games that are meant to be just simplistic, enjoyable shooters like Team Fortress and Titanfall stay without that many unlocks. But considering Titanfall 2 is already in the works to be released on all platforms because they already showed it running on PlayStation, and they really want to make it be more able to compete with Call of Duty, which is why it'd be coming out so soon, gotta say the series probably isn't going to do that well for a lot of us core gamers. It's going to appeal to the casuals and to those who play Call of Duty a lot more, but as far as those who appreciate Titanfall for what it is, it's actually probably going to lose its appeal. So we will just have to see. We don't know. These are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. I will see you all next time. My name is Benny Box. Thank you for watching.
This video was made possible by contributions to our Patreon campaign by viewers like you. Thank you.